Okay.
Okay. About me, this is Venkat. I'm working for Best MNC. So I'm from Bangalore, and so I have around more than 3.5 years experience exclusively on Mulesoft. So other than his Java experience, I was working in Struts and Hibernate, Spring, and few core Java also. So after that, I cross-trained on Mulesoft. I'm a certified developer in Mulesoft. I'm a certified developer in Salesforce also. So because my client was expecting only certified people, so that's why I did both certifications, Mulesoft and Salesforce. So that's what my experiences and all. I did almost 7, 8 assignments on Mulesoft. So now I'm working
Okay.
for one of the best client in US. That is a Compicom. Okay, that's what my experience is. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. So I will tell you what was agenda, what we were going to discuss now. So why they introduced Mulesoft. So earlier, what was the drawback? So without Mulesoft, without web services, so what was the market that time? We'll discuss that. Okay. So can you see my screen?
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 Okay. So before that, I will give idea. So what is meant by web services? So why they introduced this type of middlewares? What was the existing drawbacks in web services? So earlier also we have a web services. So that is Java web services. Even .NET also web services concept is there. So it's our MuleSoft
Okay.
is
Is there
yeah, yeah, go ahead.
any Java programming is required or any other thing?
It's actually it's depends on customization. It's depend on customization. Client required some customization. So that time, if not suitable, if not there is no component in the MuleSoft, then that time we'll go for not only Java actually. So whatever the language you know, so that language you can choose it. Suppose I'm expert in Java, or else I know about Java, then I will choose the transformer. There is a component called Java component is there, transformer is there. Just we will use the Java component. We can write the Java code, whatever that customization. Suppose I don't know about
Okay.
Java, I know Python script. Okay, so then
Yeah. Yeah.
there is a
Python.
component called Python. So then drag and drop that
Python.
Python component. Then you can
Yeah.
write
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Python script. Okay, or else
Okay.
you know about Groovy script. So then drag and drop that Groovy script. You can write it. So whatever the language you know, that type of connector already available. Suppose I am expert in .NET, then .NET connector is there. We can use it. You can implement it. So there is no, that's what actually. So it's a, we can say it's a developer friendly. So whatever the language you know, so that language you can use it. Is it clear?
Okay.
So why? Because Java preference, I mean companies are preferred Java people. Whatever the MuleSoft components, whole components are implemented in Java only. Is it clear? So all the components are all like connectors, filters. So all the components, whatever the components MuleSoft have, that is built-in components, all the components are implemented in Java itself. So if you are good in
Okay.
Java, so you can, I mean, we can get easily actually. And then Spring also, if you have a Spring knowledge, it's an add-on actually. So some of the you can write directly that Spring is always talking about XML configuration, right? Here also, whenever you will drag and drop that component, so internally what happened? So that XML file is generated. It will generate actually.
Okay.
So if you are aware on XML, that too easy actually. So generally what happened here using Anypoint Studio, we can drag and drop the component. Suppose you know already XML, right? So just not required to
Yeah.
drag and drop actually. You can directly type the code. So it will give suggestions. So we'll use Anypoint Studio for implementing the code, for writing the code. Okay.
Okay.
Actually, you know Eclipse, right? We'll use write the code in Java. You'll use Eclipse, right? What these people
Yeah.
did, so they will take the Eclipse. On top of that, they build the Anypoint Studio extra features. It's a freeware only. So they took the Eclipse thing. Then on top of that, so they implement Anypoint Studio. It's almost, if you know the Eclipse shortcuts, here also same shortcuts almost. So creating project and all same. Is it clear? So that's why if you know the Java, it's advantage actually. Okay. So let's
Okay.
see history. So what was web services exactly? Okay. Here Mulesoft
Okay.
always talking about REST calls and this if you want you can write SOAP also. So just most of the people will use for only REST calls, REST services. So earlier we have a web services concept. Okay. So before the web services, how we'll implement the code? Suppose I'm giving the scenario, just try to understand. So why they introduce this type of web services concept? Suppose I have a two applications, application A, application 1, another one is application 2. Okay, so think like this, these are e-commerce applications. Okay, so think like this is the one of the e-commerce application. In that I build one software, I build one module. So that module is exclusively for ordering the items. Think like that, ordering the items, that module. So these two applications are implemented in Java itself. So this application is implemented in Java, this application also implemented in Java. Okay, so then here I implemented one module. So this is exclusively for ordering items. So here this is also e-commerce application, right? So I want to build the same module here also. I want to implement it again, the shopping cart kind of thing, ordering item. I want to implement that module. So here before web services, how they will integrate the systems, how they will integrate the system. This is one system, one application, this is another application. So this application already having the shopping cart kind of feature. So previously there is no web services concept. That because of that, what we need to do, again we have to implement same feature in other application, right? So suppose this is other application, suppose .NET or else something other than Java, we need to again same module we need to again write the code for that. Suppose if it is a Java, if it is a Java to Java integration, there is a possibility to integrate the system. How it is? So we have to create a jar file or else war file or else tar EAR and then tar. There are types of zip content. We are using some kind of compressed softwares, right? Like that here in Java terminology, there is a jar, AR and tar files are there. Jar means Java archive, enterprise archive, like that abbreviation. So once you implement this module, we can create the jar file. We can create a jar file. So then in application 2 also Java only. So that's why, so we can take this jar file, we can keep it in a class path of application 2. Understood? So we have to take this jar file, we have to keep it in a application 2 class path. So that time what happened, whatever the classes are available in this application 1 module, same module it available in the application 2. Because of we are creating the jar file, means that kind of dependency we are creating, that dependency we are keeping into the application 2 class path. So that time what happened, whatever the methods, whatever the classes, whatever the implementation, right, in the jar file, that available in the application 2. You are clear? Think like this is other than Java. Other than Java, suppose this is a .NET. So application 2 is a .NET application. Okay, so that time what happened, this is not possible. Whatever the integration I did, that module is I'm trying to integrate into application 2, right? That is not possible in the other technology. So suppose if you want to integrate from Java to .NET, that is not possible. So that is possible only same technology. So that is .NET to .NET or else Java to Java or else PHP to PHP. Like that we have to integrate it. You are clear? I'm saying about before web services. So any questions as of now?
Yeah, no. And
Fine. So then that is not possible if it is a different application. But so after that they introduced this type of concept called web services. according to web services, whatever the technology it is, there is a possibility to integrate the system. Suppose I have a Java application. In the Java application, I implemented one module, that is module 1. So same module I want to use in .NET or on some other application. This is a .NET application. I want to use same module here. So that time what happened? Using web services concept, that is possible. You are clear? So here there is no, before the web services, we have to create a jar file. We have to add that dependency into other applications. So if it is in the class path of other application, then we can able to use that whatever the classes, whatever the built-in methods under the classes, we can use it. Same model. No need to write again same code. So whatever they implemented in application 1, same thing you can add in the application 2, we can use it. But after that, this is a drawback here. So only Java to Java we can integrate it. But so Java to .NET, or else .NET to Java, or else .NET to some other application. So that is not possible. Okay, so that's why they introduce a web services concept. So using web services, so whatever the application it is, whatever the technology it is, so this is possible in the web services concept. You are clear? So there is a Java. So same module I want to integrate into .NET. So we can integrate happily. So using web services. So not only .NET, not only Java. So whatever the technology it is, you can happily integrate it. Because so nowadays most of the systems are integration between different system, right? So front end to back end to some other authentication related system, like that we have to integration kind of systems, right? So that's why web services are more popular because of that integration. Clear? So here, but here still we have a drawback. So what was the drawback? So here we can communicate between the different application, different technologies, but here drawback is before that two types of web services actually. One is SOAP web services, another one is REST. SOAP calls, we can say REST calls also. SOAP and REST. So here, if you use a SOAP, what was the drawback we'll say. So if you use the REST, what was the drawback we'll discuss. So here, if you use the SOAP, so there is a concept called visible. So these, whatever I am going to discuss, the SOAP and REST, again in our session will clearly deep level explanation will be there. And again here, SOAP is one type of web service. In that there is a contract between the systems actually. Suppose here system means this is one application, this is another application. Okay, so here visible, so web service description language is the contract between the different systems. So contract means, suppose here whoever using services, he is nothing but a client. Whoever exposing services, he is nothing but a publisher. There is a terminology here. Client means consumer. So publisher means whoever publish the service, right? So there is nothing but a publisher. Whoever consuming that service, he is nothing but a consumer. So here this visible is the contract between the two systems. So consumer and the publisher. So contract means what? Contract means, suppose, so this guy want to insert one record in using .NET, and again after that some database he is trying to insert. So now he need to send some data, right? He need to some data. Suppose think like this, there is a JSON, XML, these are the formats actually, data formats. He is sending some data, so in the form of JSON. Okay, so he is sending, suppose he is trying to create one opportunity, right? Opportunity he is creating. So he is sending 10 fields. In the 10 fields, 5 are mandatory for creating the opportunity, 5 are optional. If you send that 5 fields are optional, means if he send or not send, we need to create an opportunity. Is it clear? So think like this. This is one CRM application like Salesforce SFDC application. So we need to create one opportunity. So there is a Java portal. From the Java portal, we have to give one interface. User will enter the data. Whenever he will submit it, suppose my requirement is I want to buy Cisco adapters. Okay. So there is a facility using Java. there is a portal is there. In the portal, user can able to log in. He is enter the data. So like opportunity means opportunity name is what he is going to buy it. So how much quantity he is going to buy it. That whole information he enter, the 10 fields or else 5 mandatory fields. So then he will submit it. Okay, whenever he'll submit it, so that will reach to SFDC based on our SOAP, based on our SOAP. So here visible means he is sending 10 fields, right? He is sending 10 fields. So in the 10 fields, 5 are mandatory, 5 are optional. In the 5 mandatory fields also, which type of data I will send, either it is a string or else character, or else either it is a numerical, or else either it is an array type of data, or else he will send a object, or else he will send a nested kind of data, means nested JSON or else array, nested array kind of thing. So we need to contract between the system actually, what type of data he is sending, how many fields are sending. So that is nothing but a contract actually. Some validations kind of thing, whole thing we have to mention the under WSDL file, web service description language. So once he will create it, okay, so he will share that WSDL, he will consume accordingly, or else he is the exposer, he is the publisher, he is the consumer, Java is the consumer, he is trying to consume SFDC services, okay, using this WSDL. Because why he is preferring the WSDL, in the WSDL whole things are there, what he is going to expose it, what are the fields are there in the service, what are the mandatory fields are there in the service, what are the optional fields are there in the service, what type of field it is, either is a string, integer, whole thing we have to mention in the WSDL file. So that's why when you go for SOAP type of web services, so this will play main role. WSDL is the main role. You are clear? So that is the possible way when you go for SOAP. But now, so we can able to communicate between the different technologies. But what was the drawback here? Okay, so what happened, whoever exposing service, right? Suppose SFDC is publishing the service. So this guy was trying to use it. The Java guy was trying to use that SFDC service, right? So that time what happened? This guy, SFDC guy, will share that WSDL to Java guy. Java people will share it. So think like this. Now opportunity, he is trying to create opportunity, right? He is expecting, he is sending only 10 fields now. Okay, suddenly SFDC, whoever exposing service, right? So suddenly he will add one more field, that is nothing but a 11th field he added in the opportunity object. Okay, so that 11th field is mandatory. Think like that. So now according to his old code, he is sending every time 10 fields only, or else 5 fields of mandatory fields he is sending. So that he is expecting 11th field also mandatory. That time what happened? He can't able to create the opportunity into the Salesforce. Why? Because he added that 11th field. That 11th field is not available in the latest old WSDL. He is sharing old WSDL previously. So after adding a new field, he should share the new WSDL to this consumer, to this client. Accordingly, this WSDL, he need to implement a new changes from their end. You are getting? So means here what was the drawback? Whenever changes happen in the publisher side, so every time that publisher will share the WSDL to whoever consuming the services, not only Java. So he is exposing one service, right? Multiple consumers are there. One is Java, another one is some PHP guy, another one is some informatic. So many people are trying to consume their services, right? So if we change that WSDL, everybody should change their client side code. So that is the one drawback. Is it clear? So that is a drawback. Another drawback is here client and server. I mean publisher and consumer should know each other. So should know each other. Another one is suppose suddenly some SFDC server got down. So that time what happened? He is unable to reach this SFDC guy because some network issue or else some server got down, then 500 is getting. So this type of common, these issues are common, right? Some network issues, bandwidth issues, these issues will common. So So that time what happened, he is unable to create the opportunity into the Salesforce. So these type, first main drawback is, so any changes happen, every time we need to generate a new visitor. So we need to share to the client. Okay, client side we need to change the code. Client code we should change that. Again we need to down the server, again we need to deploy it, right? So Cisco type of big client, they won't give it downtime actually. Even they will give some minutes also, or else second minutes also, or else seconds also, they will lose some dollars of amount. So that's why they won't give downtime. So if it changes happen, what happen, we need to down the server, because we should compile it, we should compile it, we should deploy the application. You are clear? So these type of drawbacks when you go for SOAP. Okay, then coming to REST. So the SOAP is, it's based on the WSDL, but whereas in REST it's based on the URL based actually. So there is no contract, so it's based on the URL. So once you will implement the service, you need to share to this URL to consumer. Whoever consuming your service, we need to share that URL to consumer. So consumer trying to use that URL, he is consuming the data. He is getting the data from whoever published that. So that data they will get it based on the URL. So here also thing is, here also some network issues will come, right? This is also one-to-one, right? One-to-one interacting, right? So that's why some network issues will come. And then here also some clients should know each other. So the client should know who is the client, who is the server. Server should know who is the client. Understood? So these type of drawbacks are there in the web services. Okay. So any questions as of now?
Yeah, can you give little bit again about rest you can? I didn't understand that one, whatever, and the rest.
Yeah. So here in the SOAP we are used on WSDL, we are trying to
Yeah.
consume it, right? But there is no contract here. So this is a contract between this guy and this guy, means publisher and consumer. But whereas in there is no such type of contract in the REST. So REST is purely based on the URL. Once you've done that, you will share the URL. Okay, consumer is trying to call using that URL. Suppose feature, think like this, advantage of REST compared to SOAP. Suppose previously what I said, if any changes happen in the SFDC, we need to create a new WSDL file. This new WSDL file you have to share to the client. Then he is generating the client code, right? The changes required. And here, if any changes happen in the SFDC side, any changes in the happen in the SFDC side, no need to change any client code. Not required to change it because it's a URL based. Just you will trigger the URL, that's it. You are clear?
Okay.
Hello.
Yeah, so other people can you mute it?
Hello.
Whoever not speaking, can you mute other people? So then remain, yeah, whoever asking, then you can ask the question.
This is Chandra.
Yeah, Chandra, tell me.
Venkat.
Yeah, tell me.
Is that security wise, which one is best? Is that WSDL or SOAP or REST?
See, that's what actually nowadays coming to security wise, so we have third party security like OAuth authentication, some forge rock systems are there. Forge rock providing some security layer actually. People are using security, third party securities actually. So that security layer, we can build top of the SOAP, we can build top of the REST. So internal SOAP also we have a authentication is there. We can use that OAuth authentication, right? SAML authentication. We have different types of authentications are there. Apart from that, if you want to go for other security like ForgeRock is the one of the third-party system providing this type of securities. If you want to use it, then we can go for a third party. We can implement top of the service. How we'll implement it? Suppose you written a logic, you expose one service, right? So before touching your service, before calling your service, it will go to the authorization thing. Okay, once that guy authorized, once that guy authentication done, right, then that time only he can able to call our service. Until unless he can't able to call our service. You are getting.
Okay, yeah, fine.
So that is a separate layer. Even Mulesoft also, they provide separate proxy layer. So first, whoever consuming our service, first he will hit to the proxy layer with client ID, secret ID. If you are aware client ID, secret ID, so then he will hit with client ID, secret ID. So once he will, okay with that access token, okay. So with that access token satisfied, then that time only he can able to access our services. Otherwise, it will return like unauthorized user or else token expired. So that type of message will get back.
Okay.
Okay, na?
So one small doubt.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, we use these two, soap and rest in Mulesoft, or any rest only we can use in Mulesoft?
It's a depends
So like
actually. It's a depends on the client
okay, okay.
requirement. Most of them are using REST,
Okay.
right? So some of the systems will expose SOAP services, some legacy system, right? Some legacy system. So that time what happened?
Yes.
There is a feasibility in the Mule. So there's a web consumer component is there. You can use that web consumer, whoever exposing the service, right? We can consume it. So either way is there, both the way, vice versa. We can consume the services, we can expose the services. Understood? That too, expose the service using SOAP, again using REST. Consuming the service using REST, and again using publish the service using REST. You are getting. So using
Okay,
REST you
got
can do publishing, you can consuming. Using SOAP you can exposing, you can publishing, you can consuming. All components are available in the Mule.
Okay.
You are clear. So that too, why people will prefer REST? These are the change. These are the things. One is frequently changes happen in the WSDL. Then that's not suitable for SOAP actually. Understood. Another one is, suppose I should know as a developer, as a Java guy, I know Java. I don't know about SOAP format it is. What SOAP it is, what is header, what is body. SOAP contains header and body kind of thing. So I don't know about that SOAP and SOAP format, like what is header, what is body, what is content type. I don't know about that. So there is if you use a SOAP, then there is a extra learning curve is there. There is nothing but SOAP. We need to learn about the SOAP also, what format it is, how we'll send the data in the form of SOAP. So that header and body, we need to learn it. You are clear? So if it is a REST, that is not required actually. It's a URL based. Simply you can call that URL. So then you can consume it. You can whatever you want. They will expose that. We can consume it, or else we will expose it. Others will consume it. You are clear?
Yeah,
So
clear.
now you are clear, right? What is meant by
Clear.
web services? Then why they introduce ESBs? Already we have a web services concept. Now I can happily integrate between the systems, right? Whatever the system it is, whatever the technology it is, Java to .NET, .NET to PHP, PHP to some other technology, I can happily integrate it. But why they introduce ESBs concept? So any idea?
No idea.
Okay, fine, no issue. So here ESB is nothing but a enterprise service bus. Okay, in the market, this type of enterprise buses, so many technology, so many ESBs are there in the market. So in that, one of them is Mulesoft. One of them is our Mulesoft. So coming to why they introduce ESBs, if you see here, if you go for these web services concept, first drawback is one-to-one communication, one-to-one. I mean, it's kind of tight coupling, right? It's kind of one-to-one. It's a tight coupling. Understood. So here, whoever consumer should know the exposer. Whoever exposer should know the consumer. So they should know each other, right? And one-to-one tight coupling actually. So here nowadays integration system means if you expose the service, so many clients using, not only one client, multiple clients will use it. You are getting multiple clients will use it. So that time what happened, it's kind of clumsy, right? So many people are trying to hit it, some network issues will face it, so some bandwidth issues, something, anytime that server got down, we didn't get any intimation. That type of lot of this type of issues will face it if you use this type of web services. So that's why they introduce so middlewares, ESBs, Enterprise Java Service Buses. So this bus, the functionality of the bus, whatever you are giving the data. So here also same thing, right? If you use web services, so this guy will give the data, he will take care, he will insert the data, he will insert the opportunity to Salesforce. Then once insertion is successfully done, he will get back to the response, then he will share to the Java guy. You are clear? So we are playing with the data actually. Web services means we are playing with data. So here also what happened, ESB, Enterprise Service Bus. So that bus will take care, it will take the source, it will take the data from the source, it will travel it, right? It will share the data to destination, means target system. So this ESB's functionality like that only. You are clear? So what was the advantage if you use the ESBs, right? First advantage is, suppose here I introduce in between the system, so Java portal and Salesforce SFDC, I introduce a ESB. What were the advantage now? Suppose first advantage is, so they should, client don't know who is the consumer, client don't know who is the exposer, so publisher don't know who is the client. You are clear? So this Java guy don't know who is exposing the service. This SFDC guy don't know who is the consuming their services. So who will take care everything? Your middleware will take care. I know. So as a Java guy, I know only ESB. I don't know about that SFDC and all. You are clear? So this SFDC will talk only to ESB. They don't know who is the client. He will always. Shiva was saying like he unable to hear. So others can able to hear.
Yes, Venkat, this is Chandra. I am able to hear your voice.
Okay, but Shiva is saying like no sounds. Shiva, can you see my screen at least? Okay, so but can't able to hear. So from my end it's good because others are saying they can able to hear. But I don't know your audio system. Just unplug it and try to connect only audio. Sorry. Okay, so anyway, we are going to share this recording so we can go through again. Okay, we'll continue this. Okay, no audio to me. Okay, so where we are, so Mulesoft. So this is the thing actually. So if you use a middleware here, so advantages, they both can talk to only ESB. Okay, yeah, so this is a ESB. So they Java guy and who is the consumer and who is the exposer, these both can able to talk only ESB guy. Suppose then here any SFDC downtime came, right? Suddenly SFDC got down, right? So that time your ESB will take care. It will give proper message actually. So boss, that SFDC as of now down. Whenever it will up, so we'll trigger it. It will hit the service. Then we'll get back response. it will clearly, it will send back to the message. Okay, so that is the second advantage. And third is, suppose he is trying to create a multiple opportunities at a time. Like suppose he want to upload one Excel sheet. In the Excel sheet there is 1,000 records are there. He is trying to upload it, right? So if you hit 1,000 requests within a seconds, right, your server can't able to serve it, right? So here what happened in your ESB, we can handle a queuing mechanism. So this ESB will talk to queuing mechanism. We'll insert whole records. The 1,000 records will take it. Then we'll keep it into the ESB. We'll keep it into the queuing mechanism, right? So from the queuing mechanism, your ESB will go and pull it. It will subscribe the queuing mechanism. It will pull it one by one record. Then it will insert to the SFDC. That will taken care. You are clear. So that's why these type of many advantages are there if you use ESBs. So that's why in the market so many ESBs are came. But why Mulesoft only popular than other ESBs? So first one is it's kind of innovative ideas, innovative parts, right? It's kind of innovative adapters are available, innovative connectors are available, right? Second one is it's a freeware. So in this generally clients will prefer freewares, right? So in these two types of versions are there. One is community edition. Two types of editions are there, community, and second one is enterprise edition, enterprise edition. So this community edition is, so it's a free. So but whereas in enterprise edition, it's we need to buy it actually. In that some of the connectors are we need to buy it, right? So some of the small clients, small companies will use it community edition only. Okay, so whatever the connector not support in the community edition, suppose think like this, there is a Salesforce connector, SFDC connector, so it's not supporting the community edition. So that time what happened, we can able to create our own custom connector in Mulesoft. That facility they provided. If you know the if you know the Java, so we can write the custom connector, we can create that custom connector in the community edition, we can happily use it. So that's what, so here community edition as well as enterprise editions are there. So that is the second reason. So third one is, so most of the connectors are available. Suppose I want to connect Facebook, or else I want to connect to Twitter, or else LinkedIn. So almost all connectors are available. Then still Mulesoft people are working. They enter these new connectors, right? So whatever the database will, new databases will come, like NoSQL databases, like Cassandra, MapRDB, Hadoop. Every connector is available in the Mulesoft. Hundreds of connectors are available. So just what we need to do, just simply use that connector. So drag and drop that connectors, right? So we have to configure it. Suppose I want to connect MySQL database. First we need to drag and drop that MySQL database. In that MySQL database, so generally if you use Java, right, what we need to do, we have to create the driver, we have to establish the connection, we have to give the user ID password for that, schema name you have to mention, then statement, prepared statement, everything you have to mention. That these people already written that code inside the connector. So what we need to do, just we have to drag and drop that connector, then we have to enter the configuration like username, password, schema name, then table name. That's it. So we can test the connection also here itself, testing connection. We can it was working or not without running the server. You are getting, without running the server, you can test it that connection is established or not. That type of configuration, like we can drag the Twitter, we can drag and drop that LinkedIn connector, so we can drag and drop the Hadoop connector, Cassandra. So like that, so many adapters are available. So because of that also, this is more popular than other ESBs. Okay, not only connectors, here filters, like my requirement is like this. So suppose I'm trying to hit the Hadoop, okay, or else Cassandra database, because nowadays people are preferred NoSQL databases, right, because of high visibility. So we are trying to hit the Cassandra, we are getting 1 lakh records, right? But I don't want to 1 lakh records. Think like this, there is a cases, right? So Airtel, so like we are if you use Airtel, if you take a scenario as Airtel, customer will raise the complaints, right? So like P1, P2 or else P3 low, I mean less than priority cases they will raise it. So all cases are dumped into the Hadoop or else some database. We are trying to pull out all the cases, right? In the suppose thing like this, there is 1 lakh cases are available, right? 1 lakh tickets are available. So, but I don't want to see 1 lakh records. I can able to see in the browser only 100 at a time or else 10 at a time. In the mobile, I can see only so 5 at a time, right? We need to filter the records. I can say only closed cases or else only priority cases or else only today's cases. Whoever raising today's cases, right? I want to see only today's cases in the in my mobile or else as a superior level in the Airtel guy, he can able to see only today's cases. That time what happened? We need to filter it from the 1 lakh records. We need to filter it. We have to show only 5 at a time. That is pagination. Again, if you click pagination, right? 1, 2, 3. Second page you want to see it. When he click second page, then again we need to show only 5 records at a time. So that type of pagination, that type of filtering, right? So that is possible. Already filters available in the Mulesoft. Another one is appending data. Suppose I'm trying to fetch the cases from the database, right? So on top of that, I want to add some other content to the each case. Means I'm trying to append the data. So that type of enrichment also there. Is it clear? I want to update each case. So to some other content, I want to append the content. So that type of feasibility is there. There is an enrichment concept is there. You are clear. And one more scenario is, so simultaneously I want to hit data tables. I want to get it. My requirement is I want to hit the 3 tables at a time. I want to fetch the 3 tables data. I want to merge the 3 tables data. I want to push it to the next level. Means what we are doing, it's not synchronization, it's asynchronous. So we are hitting simultaneously 3 tables, then we are getting data. You are getting, there is no sequential 1 by 1 table not hitting, not 1 by 1 table. We are hitting simultaneously 3 tables, then we are getting the data. So that type of scatter gather connector is there. So like that, so many, they understand our scenarios actually. They understand our business scenarios, right? Most of the connectors are available, just we need to configure it. So when you will go for transformers, when you will go for that Java code or else Python code, whatever you aware on that. So when you will go for, so suppose client was asking more customization. So that time that suitable connector is not there in the Mulesoft. So that time we have to implement so Java code. We have to write the Java code. That too simple code only. So further there is a component is available, Java component. We have to drag and drop that component. Inside component we have to write the code. Or else transformer. We want to convert from one format to another format, right? So we have to take the input, we have to convert it. We have to use the transformer, Java transformer. You can convert it. That time we will go for the transformers and custom code. Apart from that, almost all connectors are available. Just we need to configure it. That's it. You are clear. So why ESB is more this much popular? So do you have any other questions?
Venkat, what is the difference between synchronous and asynchronous?
Yeah. So synchronous is, suppose I'm trying to log in a Facebook. Okay. You are enter user ID password, then you will submit it. So then internally what happened? So you will, it will hit to the database. It will check it. You are existing user or not. Once you are authorized from the database, then it will allow the response. Until unless what happened? You are waiting for the response. Right? You are waiting for the response. It should give the response. That is a synchronous. Once we hit the request, until unless we can't able to anything in that page, right? You are getting my point. You are enter the user ID password, then you are submitted. On that page we can't able to do anything until response come back. So that is nothing but a synchronous call. Coming to asynchronous call. Asynchronous call means we are hit it and leave it. No need to, not required to wait for that response. So in which scenario we'll use this type of asynchronous calls? Okay, so first scenarios I was saying like scatter gather. I want to hit 3 tables at a time. Suppose think like this, there is a synchronous call. If there is a synchronous call, one by one table we are sequentially, we have to hit it, we have to get it, we have to aggregate it, we have to push to next level, right? So if it is a asynchronous, parallelly we have to hit it, then we have to get it. That is one scenario. Other scenario is there is a audit logs. My requirement is like this. So I want to serve the response back. Okay. User was hitting to me. So then I have to give the response. Okay. So parallelly, I want to insert audit log also into the database table. You are getting my point. So user hitting to the publisher, whoever expose it, he is hitting the request, right? So once he hit the web service, parallelly we can keep it on asynchronous component is there in the Mulesoft. We can drag and drop that asynchronous. Inside asynchronous, I return logic, I keep it a one database connector. I'm inserting the audit log. So that guy not required to wait until unless that response come back, that is inserted or not, that forget it. So he will expect the response from the that other targeted system. Means asynchronous means we are hitting and forgetting. No need to wait for response. Okay. That is nothing but asynchronous. Synchronous means we should wait for the response until unless we can't able to do anything. Whatever I was saying scenario, you are doing two parallel things. One is you are inserting the audit logs. Another one is you are waiting for the response from the publisher, from the target system. So means you are waiting for synchronous call, that synchronous data from the target system. Parallelly, we are inserting that audit log data into the audit table.
Okay.
And then one more thing here, whatever the logs, actually in Java there is a SOPs, right? System.out.println. So why we'll use that system.out.println? So for the developer perspective, we have to see the data, what we are getting, what we are getting the database. We are just displaying that console information, right? Using that SOPs. Like that here also loggers there actually. There is a logger component is there. Using that logger, we just drag and drop that logger. So that will work as a asynchronous. We no need to wait for that actually. If you wait it, it will take some SLA. It will take some time, right? It will take some response time. So that's why all logs are acts as a asynchronous mode. So it will work individually, that one. Then as well as our content is keep on moving in the flow. So that asynchronous, that logs will work on their own way. Is it getting right? If it is synchronous, it will take, once it will insert the log, then it will go to the next level. If it is a asynchronous, no need to wait for that. The logger will display the data, then keep on will move on the flow, that data. You are getting?
Okay.
So that is the difference.
Yeah.
You are clear, right? What is meant by synchronous, what is meant by asynchronous.
Yeah, clear.
So this will give performance thing actually. This will reduce the performance issues. If you go for asynchronous, sometimes what happen? So it will give better performance thing.
Okay.
Okay. So that's why they introduce a Mulesoft. That's why people are preferred nowadays Mulesoft. So frankly saying, so most of the openings are going on nowadays in exclusively US and Australia and other countries, UK, London. Okay, so that is the thing. So I will show you the how it is look like. This is the Anypoint Studio actually. So this is the Anypoint Studio. So this is our flows. This is this is the flow actually. So here are the palette. In the palette, all the connectors and all available. See here, these are the connectors. If you see here, connectors and then filters. If you see scopes are available. Then this is the transformers. Transformers means we can convert one type of data to other types. Suppose we are down to XML, file to string, file to byte array, expressions, email to string. These are byte arrays to string, byte array to serializations. Like that, all the components are available. These are filters. You can see my screen, right? This is error handling. Exception handling is happen in Java. Same thing, we have a different types of exception strategies. You can use that exception strategies. You can use security, auth authentication also there. So security property placeholder is there for environment specific. Means each environment have different properties, right? Different data, different users, so different URLs. That time you will use property placeholder. That to security property placeholder. Like this is a palette. In the palette all the components are available. So what we need to do, just we need to drag and drop that. We need to it's like you are already aware on the drag and drop, right? The TIPCO. Same way here also we have to drag and drop. See here, simple thing actually, just we need to configuration. So we need to configure it. So JSON to object. Here I'm not doing anything, just I'm simply converting one format to another format. So we are getting the JSON format, we are converting into object. So then there is a Groovy script. There is a message property. Here we need to just configure it. See here, I just configure the data using Mule expression language. There is a MEL is there, Mule expression language. Using that Mule expression language, so I just configure the data. See here, I just fetch the data. Okay, I just create a dynamic date and time. I'm trying to assign it to one variable. Here variables are there, different types of variables like flow variable, session variable, record variable. So based on the requirement, you have to choose the variable. Okay, this is look like Eclipse only. This is the Anypoint Studio. This will look like Eclipse. Okay, so this is a project. In the project we have this is a package explorer. In the package explorer we have to keep things based on the requirements. In the app we have to keep it XML files. If you see here, this is the in this here three tabs there: message, design, global elements, and the configuration. If you see here, if you are aware on XML, just directly you can type here actually. No need to do drag and drop. If you do drag and drop also, internally what happened? It will generate the XML only. If people are clear, right? If you know that XML, you can type directly here. No need to do drag and drop. In the initial time, you can do drag and drop. So if you go for expert level, you can directly type here. Okay, so that's what about demo. Okay, so how my classes are going on. So just every day I will take one chapter, one concept. Okay, I will give the real-time POC. Real-time POC, it's not small example, it's a real-time POC. Okay, so I will clearly explain each and every component. So why that component is, where I will use that component. Okay, so with the real-time POC. So once session is done, so every day I will send that recording session. We'll go through that again. Okay, so next day we can come up with some questions, or else you can prepare some sample example. Then if you are facing any issues, first after next day, first 10 minutes or else 15 minutes, so we'll discuss that issue. Then once it will resolve, so everybody okay with that, next we'll go for next topic. So like that my sessions are going on. So if you see more about sessions, about classes, how it will happen, you can see in my videos in YouTube. There is a channel called Venkat Reddy. You can type here, type there in the YouTube, search it, you will get it. Almost 20 videos are there. So that too classes only. Every day after class I will share the recording, as well as I'm uploading to YouTube also. I can't upload all actually, some of the videos, because if you upload everything, so people can able to learn there itself, right? Most of the whoever unique videos like so not available in the YouTube, I can upload that videos. Okay, so that's what I will share the syllabus. If you are okay with everything, then we can start. Just let me know the timings. Based on that I will adjust my timing every day 1 hour. So I will share that I will create one more GoToMeeting. This is for another batch actually, this GoToMeeting URL. I will create a new meeting URL, then I will share that. I will share the syllabus also. So then you people are okay, then we'll start.
Venkat, one more thing. You are providing the software or you are actually install the software in the system, in my system?
No, actually you can download from the Google itself.
Okay.
Anypoint Studio, open source. Actually, you can search it. Anypoint Studio free download. You will get it. You can get it actually.
Venkat, can you provide material for this course?
Actually, every day I'm sharing the recording. So if you want to extra POCs, anyway I will share the POCs. Every day.
No, for interviews, we need to explain what is what each palette, what will do using each palette.
Okay.
How it will configure, what it will do.
Yeah. So if you want, I can able to provide. So the theory part, just search for mulesoft.com. They gave plenty of recording, plenty of documentation.
No, lengthy theory we cannot in
Then fine. If you want,
yeah.
if you want, I can give it. No issue. If you want, I can give it. See this here. Latest version is 3.8. Here they can clearly give actually each and everything. But it's lengthy, so you are saying like lengthy, right? It will give like that only. So if you want, then I can provide you.
Okay. Is that the total tool of the Mulesoft, or is there any remaining, like in TIPCO we have extra EMS, RV adapter, hug admin. Is there any extra components or something upon this in Mulesoft? Is that entire course which was I explained just now, means you have opened Mulesoft, right? Designer.
Yeah, not only this actually, this is only development perspective, right? Once this development done, we need to deploy it, right? That I will explain you. API manager, MMC console, Mule management console, API manager. We have to create a RAML actually. So there is a RAML. One more concept is there that is exclusively for validations. Suppose previously I was explaining that in the 10 fields there are some of the mandatory, some of the optional, some of we are getting character type, array type, like objective type. That validations we have to mention in the RAML actually. There is a schema we have to mention in the RAML. In the schema we can validate it. Out of this palette, so we can discuss API manager. API manager means how to write the RAML, right? How to write the RAML. So first we have to create the RAML. Based on that we have to create the project actually. RAML is important. So that is a contract kind of thing. So that is, I will explain. And again, second thing is how deployment happen. Once you done the code, how will deploy it? How will deploy into Mule server? So that I will explain you apart from development. So any questions?
One thing, how is the calls for Mulesoft? We are already working in TIPCO.
Okay.
So we have not seen much calls in TIPCO. That's why we are looking for. How is the calls? How is the feature for this Mule?
I mean again, so nowadays more calls on the Mulesoft.
Okay.
So that's what, if you want to check it, just simple thing. So go to Naukri, just search for Mulesoft. Okay, just left side, each company have how many openings they clearly mention. I mean recent requirements you can search it.
Okay, I have seen that MNC companies are very less. Like Capgemini, some companies are there. Remaining companies are unknown companies.
We are going to discuss about exception handling concept. Okay, so I will explain clearly what was the exception handling in Java. Okay, in Java I will explain. In Java how we'll achieve it. Same thing I will explain in the Mulesoft. Why? Because
Okay,
it's
fine.
near to Java only, whatever this Mule components and all. So near to Java only. So all are implemented by Java only, all the components. Okay.
Okay. In TIPCO also web services, SOAP and exception handlings are there. I think somewhat relevant to.
Yes, it's almost. I mean, some transformers are different. Apart from that, drag and drop feature is same. So you people also use some transformers, right? Converting data one format to another
Yeah,
format. So here also same thing.
it is. Okay.
Um,
Okay, that's it from my side.
okay. So any other questions?